Our first year in the dome itself was 1967, and some of our modelers found this beautiful building and decided we could fly in here. Indoor free flight is a hobby, it's a sport, it is very competitive. We fly for time, endurance on the stopwatch. You'll see several classes of airplanes here. The biggest airplane you'll see is the F1D class, which is the International World Championship class. And it's a 55-centimeter wing, has to have a minimum weight of 1.4 grams. We have other classes, the heavier class called limited penny plane, which its minimum weight is the weight of a US penny, which is 3.1 grams. And it has a wingspan of 18 inches.
When we're flying these airplanes, the whole thing is about the time on the stopwatch, how long you can make them fly. I frequently have people come up and ask me, so when are you guys going to start? Like, when's the competition going to be? And it's actually happening like continuously the whole time. Throughout the day, at a competition like this one, people will be taking a lot of practice flights, trimming their airplane, tweaking just a whole variety of variables to try and get the most time out of them. And then, once they think they have things tuned in well, they'll choose to take an official flight. And so you have to declare it before you fly that this is going to be an official. You have to go find somebody to time your flight for you. We're here for 3 days. I can spend 2.5 days testing. Then when I decide to take an official flight, I've got 5 officials that I can do.
For the first few years, we actually held some World Championship qualification finals events in this building. As we got into the 70s, popularity of the building began to grow around the modeling community. So we started to hold an annual contest here, and we maintained a presence in this building once a year until the building was condemned in 1984, 83, 84. The building fell into some disrepair at that time. And modelers actually ended up gathering a bunch of money to donate to the Historical Society to shore up the building until a buyer could be found. And thankfully, the Cook Group came in and did this beautiful restoration of this property, restoring it to its 1920s grandeur. They were nice enough to invite us back in. We had held a world championship in this building in 1980. Then we were vacant from the building for a lot of years. In 2018, we held a world championship again, and people from all over the world came to compete. One of the most frequent questions I get is, well, how do I get into doing a hobby like this? Today we have programs in public schools and charter schools through a program called Science Olympiad. So that's a great introduction for young people. And we have 9,000 kids every year going through Science Olympiad. My organization, the National Free Flight Society, produces a lot of resources to help them learn the building techniques, the tuning and the trimming of the airplane. While I would say that we are very competitive, this hobby is one of the most sharing communities you will ever find. We are constantly experimenting and challenging ourselves to find new ways to make a rubber band powered airplane fly a little bit longer.